Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. No issues whatsoever, all good, right? Great, amazing guys, amazing. So how are you guys? Is everybody fine? Is everybody great? Please let me know. There was no attendance that I took yesterday itself, guys. So do not worry about it. There will be no attendance for yesterday. So day 3 has no attendance for it. I have given attendance to every single one of you. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay. Yesterday we were not able to take up the attendance. So the attendance has been given to everybody. Okay. So do not worry about it, guys. Just make sure that if anybody else is asking the exact same question, just answer them in the live chat itself so that I don't have to repeat myself again and again. That will be very helpful for me, guys, so that I'm able to focus upon the teaching aspect of the class itself, right? Okay, so for yesterday's class, guys, because I was not able to take the attendance yesterday, so the attendance has been given to everybody present in the class. Okay, so everybody has got their attendance. You don't have to worry about it. So there was no attendance for yesterday's class because I was not able to take it. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, guys. Great, amazing, guys, amazing. And as well as, guys, for those guys who want to participate in the next boot camp for AI, like I've already told you guys that on 24th of April we're going to start with our very first, it's actually the second boot camp that we are conducting on AI. This will be the second boot camp that we are conducting on artificial intelligence, where you guys will be learning Python, artificial intelligence, a project in artificial intelligence, that is an AI that can play with you tic-tac-toe, that is cross and zeros. Okay, for those guys who are interested to be a part of this particular bootcamp as well, again it will be coming up with certificates from Google, Microsoft, Amazon and DevTown. Again, it will be a free bootcamp itself for you guys. So if you want to be a part of this particular bootcamp, I've already provided you guys with the registration link for the same as well. So for those guys who want to become a part of the boot camp, of the AI boot camp, registration will be compulsory, guys. Okay, so if you are not registering for the boot camp, you will not be able to get the certificates as well. So please make sure that you are registering for the boot camp as well. Again, I will just be telling you guys that yesterday, because of the power shortage, I was not able to take up your attendance. Due to that particular reason, for day 3 of this bootcamp, everybody in this class has got their attendance. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it, guys. Everybody present in the class has got their attendance for yesterday's class. Are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand it, guys? Please let me know. Great, guys, amazing. So let's get started with our today's class, guys. Okay, can you guys tell me what have we studied in our yesterday's class? Just a quick revision before we start today's class, guys. Can you guys let me know what have we studied in our yesterday's class? Just a quick revision before we start today's class itself. We started with our introduction. We on React.js, we completed our functions as well. We learned about parameters and arguments, right? We learned about return statements in function. We also learned about React.js, an introduction to React.js, a little bit about components, just so that we are able to understand what are components and why is it useful for us, right? So these were the little things that we have studied in our yesterday's class. Our aim from today's class is to understand and execute, okay, upon our concepts of React.js, okay, like proper coding in React.js itself, how to do that. Now, again, one more thing that I promised to you guys was that for day 2 and day 3, that we will be studying JavaScript, you will be requiring a laptop. And if you don't have a laptop, you guys can take up a notebook and a pen and write the notes down. But from today's class itself, whatever we are going to study, whatever we are going to do inside of React.js, we will be doing it in such a way that you guys can do it from your mobile phones as well. That will be the aim of this particular like class. Okay, that anybody and everybody, no matter which particular laptop, which particular mobile phone, or they don't even have a laptop, they should be able to learn, they should be able to practice everything that I'm teaching. Okay, due to that particular reason itself, we are going to use our something called as an online code editor, guys. Instead of using something like VS Code, that is an offline code editor that requires a laptop for it to run, we are going to use an online code editor such as Code Sandbox or Replit, depending upon whichever one is working for us. Okay, the reason for that is very simple. We cannot, okay, if we are using VS Code or we are using something like other kind of IDE itself, it will be very difficult for us to understand. Okay, because everybody in this class does not has a laptop, right? Only we are having a laptop and we are grateful for it. But we want to make sure that whoever is joining this community of ours, they should be able to learn, they should be able to practice everything that we are teaching right over here. With that being the reason itself, we are going to use an online code editor, okay, such as Code Sandbox or your Replit, guys. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Anybody who is having a mobile phone as well will be able to practice it. Anybody who is having a laptop as well will be able to practice it. So there will be no issues whatsoever. We want to make sure that everybody who is a part of this bootcamp is able to learn and practice what we are teaching. That is the aim of these boot camps, right? Great. Like I have already said, guys, many of you guys are asking what was the surprise from yesterday. The surprise from yesterday was the new boot camp that we are starting on AI. That is the learn everything about artificial intelligence in 7 days. So that was the surprise for you guys. I've already pasted the link for the registration for that. This is another bootcamp, another free bootcamp that we are starting from 24th of April, wherein you guys will be learning Python. I will be teaching you guys Python from the utmost basics. I will be teaching you guys about artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? We'll be looking at some algorithms in artificial intelligence as well, implementation using Python, and then we are going to create a project in AI, that is an AI artificial AI bot that can play, okay, that can play tic-tac-toe with you. Okay, and it will always win because it is an AI, it is much more smarter than you are, so it will always be able to win right over there. I've already provided. Now again, this particular bootcamp will be free of cost. It will be conducted right over here on YouTube. I don't know which channel we will be using. We have two separate channels, so we will be using one of them. And it will again be free. It will also be accompanied by 4 certificates. You will be having Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and your DevTown certificate for this AI bootcamp itself. And I hope that many of you guys will be participating in this new bootcamp and will be able to learn a lot about AI. All your doubts about OpenAI and is it going to take up your jobs or something like that will be answered right over here. Of course, it will not. That is a short and crisp answer. AI cannot take you over. But at any particular point of time, you will gain a deep insight about what exactly is AI and this hype that people are creating around AI. Why is it not that much hyped? Okay, that is just a hype that, oh, OpenAI, GPT 4 is coming, GPT 3 is there, and it is going to replace us. And that is not going to be the case. Once you understand the concepts of AI, you will be easily be able to understand the people, the influencers that are out there that don't understand AI and just creating horse right over there. And you guys will be the ones who will be able to understand the concepts of AI in a much more deeper manner. So I've already provided you guys with the registration link for the same inside of live chat itself. Okay, and you guys can definitely register yourself from right over here. I've already pinned up the registration link for that as well. So I will hope that many of you guys will be participating in this bootcamp and will be able to learn a lot from right over there. So keeping that in mind, guys, I will take the attendance right now itself for today's class. Okay, so give me a second, guys. I will create the attendance right now itself for today's class, so that the attendance will be taken up early. But I'm able to see many of the people are not joining us on time itself, and I don't want that. Okay, So today I will be taking up two attendance, guys, once in the start of the class and the other at the end of the class to understand how many people are missing, because yesterday I was not able to take up an attendance. So in today's class, I will be having two attendances, guys. Right now, I'm giving you the very first attendance for today's class. I want you guys to fill up the attendance in the next 5 minutes itself. Okay. I'm providing you guys with the very first attendance of today's class. There will be two attendances of today's class. If you're missing out any one of the attendance as well, you will not be able to get the certificates. Okay, to make sure that only the deserving candidates are getting the certificates, I'm taking up two attendances today. Okay, so right over here in the live chat, I've pasted the attendance link as you are able to see. Please start filling up the attendance link at exactly 7:47. I will be closing the attendance link, guys. Okay, I'll be closing the attendance link at exactly 7:47. So please start filling up the attendance link right now itself, guys. Then we'll start with our class. Okay, at exactly 7:47. There will be two attendances today. If you guys are missing out any one of those attendances as well, you will not be able to get the certificates. Okay. If you are missing out either one of the attendances as well, guys, will not be able to get the certificates. Okay, so there will be two attendances today, guys. There will be two attendances today. Please start filling up the attendance right now itself. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 7:47, guys. Okay, exactly at 7:47, I will be closing the attendance link. There'll be two attendances that will be there today, guys. Okay, if you are missing out either one of the attendances as well, you will not be able to get your certificates. Okay. Great, guys. Awesome. And the second attendance, I can take it up in the middle of the class as well. Okay, so you have to be throughout the class. I can take up the second attendance after 5 minutes of the first attendance. So that might also be the case. So while you guys are filling up the attendance itself, I will start. I'll just wait for you guys for 5 minutes, and then we'll start with our today's class. Do we have to share the link in other groups to confirm registration, or the registration is done when we fill out the Google form? See, these boot camps are free of cost. We want as many number of students to take up the advantage of these boot camps. To that particular reason itself, we have created the final registration process, in which you have to share the link of the boot camp and ask other students to join the boot camp as well, so that as many number of students can take up the opportunity to learn with us. Okay. There was no attendance for yesterday, guys. Yesterday, due to a lack of internet, I was not able to take up the attendance. So today I'm going to have two attendances that will be there. Okay, if you miss out either one of the attendances as well, you will not be able to get your certificates. Okay. Great. So the attendance thing will be closed at exactly 7:47, guys. I'm just waiting for everybody to fill out their attendance itself, and then we'll start with our today's class. Okay. Great, guys. So please fill up the attendance, guys. Last 3 minutes are remaining. Okay. Great. Awesome. So in today's class, our aim will be to start with an introduction to React.js practically. Okay. Some of the components of React.js, look into how to write a hello world program in React.js, guys. So that will be the aim of today's class, guys, to create a hello world program for React.js. Are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand it, guys? Please let me know. So our aim will be to create a hello world program for React.js, guys. Are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know, guys. Great. Awesome. So I hope that you guys will be having an amazing time right over here, and you will be able to learn a lot from today's class. Let us hope for the best, actually. Okay. Okay. I'm very enthusiastic about today's class. Let us see how that goes on. Great, guys. Awesome. Awesome. It is showing day 4A itself. It is not showing day 2. I think so. This is the thing that you're talking about. Everywhere else, it is written day 4A. So I think so. You should be able to understand which particular thing it is. Okay. The attendance link has already been shared, guys. For those who are late in today's class, this is a final warning for you guys to be punctual, to be on time for the class itself. You are 10 minutes late. That is the reason why you were not able to see the attendance link. And as you are not able to see the attendance link, you will not be able to give your first attendance for today's class. So yeah, you guys have missed one attendance. Still, there's no harm, no foul done. If you still attend the classes properly, you come to the class live itself, you will still be able to get your certificates. But if you're not coming to the class on time, you will not be able to find the link, you will not be able to give your attendance. It is as simple as that, guys. As simple as that. I'm not going to share the attendance links once again. Okay, I'm not going to do that. You guys are late in today's class. You need to understand that there should be some repercussions on you being late. So you have missed today's class itself. There's nothing else that can be done. Good. Like I've already said, guys, if you guys are missing out on 1 days of attendance, we'll still give you guys the certificates. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. We'll still give you guys the certificates because we are able to understand that yes, it might be possible sometimes that you guys are not able to fill the attendance on 1 day. Okay, so take this up as a warning itself for those who are not able to fill up their attendance, that you have to be on time in the class to get the attendance, otherwise you will not be able to get that. Okay, great, awesome, guys, awesome. Okay, so let's continue from right over there itself, guys. Okay, let's get started immediately with React.js. Okay, so let me open up Code Sandbox. So we are going to use a platform called as Code Sandbox, guys. Let me open up your live chat right over here as well. So right over here, as you guys are able to see, I've just searched for a platform called as Code Sandbox. We'll see if this is working or not. Sometimes this platform does not work. If that is the case, then we'll shift to Repellent. No issues in that. So right over here, I've just searched for Code Sandbox right over here. Just open up the very first link, codesandbox.io. It is a free platform itself, guys. You don't have to worry about it. So even I am, as you're able to see, I'm using the free platform for the past 3 years of me teaching in boot camps. So you don't have to worry about it. It is a completely free platform itself. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay. Once you have opened up the platform, I want you guys to log into the platform using Google or GitHub itself. Once you have logged into the platform itself, I want you guys to select on this create button. Okay. I want you guys to select on this create button itself and then select the React template. Okay. Select the React template. Now, please do remember, guys, I don't want you guys to code along with me. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. I don't want you guys to code along with me, guys. While I am coding, please listen to me very carefully. After the end of the class, you can code everything. Okay? But while you are present in the class itself, please do not code along with me. Just listen to me very carefully. Otherwise, you will just be missing out on stuff. For day 3, there was no attendance. I've given attendance to every single person out there. Today's class will have 2 attendance for it. The second attendance, I can take it up anytime in the middle of the class itself. Okay. For those guys who have missed out on today's first attendance, I've already taken up the first attendance for today. Those guys who have missed out on today's first attendance, you have missed out on the attendance for today's class. Okay. But still, I'm giving you one more opportunity. If you don't miss any further attendances, then you will still get the certificate. This is your first and your last warning itself. Be on time in the class, otherwise you will be missing out on your attendances itself. Great, the attendance is already closed for today's class. Okay, great, guys. So right over here, as you are able to see, there are 3 components that you are able to see on your screens, right? On the very left hand side, there is a component called as files, wherein you are able to see all the different folders and files that are present inside of our sandbox itself. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. You're able to see all the folders and the files that are present inside of the current sandbox itself, right, guys? In the middle, you are able to see all the code, like any file opened up and the code related to it as well. Are you guys able to see it? Please let me know. And on the right hand side, you are able to see the browser, the demo browser, whatever code that you're writing in React.js, the browser for the website for that is shown inside of this browser. Now, to make sure that everything is much more neater and cleaner, we need to remove some of the things. Okay, the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to open up this website in a new page. Okay, we are going to open up this website in a new page so that we get some more area right over there. Just click on this particular button on the top right corner called as open in new window, guys. On the top right corner, you will be able to see a button called as open in new window. So just click on that. It will open up the website on a new page itself. Okay, this is the new page as you're able to see with the website coming up on your screen itself. Now we don't require this particular browser, so we can just collapse it right over here. As you're able to see, I've just collapsed the browser right over there, guys. And inside of this particular files as well, as you're able to see, there is this public folder and this src or the source folder. Are you guys able to see these two folders, guys? The public folder and the source folder, right? Inside of the source folder, you are having styles.css, guys. Inside of the source folder, you are having styles.css. I want you guys to drag and drop the styles.css from the source folder to the public folder, guys. I want you guys to drag and drop the styles.css from the source folder to the public folder. Just click on it, drag and drop it to the public folder itself. As you're able to see, I've just dragged and dropped it into the public folder. Now, our public folder contains index.html and styles.css, whereas our src folder contains the app.js and the index.js. Now, we don't require the app.js right now itself. So just we'll delete it. So just hover over app.js, click on this particular cross button and delete this file itself. We don't require the app.js file. We only require the index.js file, guys. And to use it properly, we are going to delete everything inside of index.js and we are going to start working. Okay, we are going to start coding from the utmost beginning itself. Like I've already told you guys, please do not code along with me. Listen to me very carefully, otherwise you will not be able to understand the stuff properly itself. Okay, are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know, guys. Somebody is writing, tomorrow students are waiting for 20 to 25 minutes to restart and get the class, but now you have only 2 minutes for students. Everything, I am very considerate towards our students as well. That is the reason why I have told that 1 day of missing out the attendance is fine. There's no issues with that. Okay, 1 day of missing out the attendance is fine because I am able to understand maybe something happened and you were not able to attend the class. So you have already lost that opportunity. Now, be present in every single class, come on time, be in the class itself. See, if you want the certificates as well, you want to study as well, you want it everything for free as well, but you're not able to put in the time commitment for it, then I think so you don't deserve the certificate itself. For me, I'm not getting anything out of it, but still I'm here, right? I'm giving the time commitment itself. No issues in that. So right over here, guys, we are going to start with our Hello World program in React.js itself. And it's going to be absolute easy. Now, the first thing that I've already told you guys is React is a library. You guys remember it from yesterday. React is a library itself. Yesterday, are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know. We talked about it in our yesterday's class, right? That React is a library. Now, that library is, because this is a sandbox, React.js is already installed for us. Okay, React.js is already installed for us in this sandbox itself. But to use this particular library, we have to import it. We have to tell JavaScript that we require this particular file, this particular code that we are going to write right over here. Okay, this particular code, this whatever we are writing right over here, that is something that requires React to work. We require the React library for this particular code to work, otherwise it won't work right over here. So what we are going to do right now is that we are going to write var and then React. Okay, we are going to create a particular React. We are going to create a variable called as React itself, and we're going to assign it to the library itself. We are going to tell JavaScript that okay, we need to require this library called as React, and we are going to save this entire library inside of a variable called as React itself. So we are going to do that, guys. Require Yeah, I want to require the React library. Yeah, I want to require the React library right over here. So what I've done right over here is that we want to require the React library, that okay, React library has been installed for us. It is available to us. So we need to tell JavaScript that we require this library, but to use this library, we need to assign it some name so that we are able to use it. So that name we have assigned it as React itself. Now, please do let me know how many of you guys know what is pi. 3.14. Do you guys remember pi, guys? 3.14. Do you guys remember pi? 3.14, guys. Yes? So, can I do something like this? Pi is equals to 4. Can I do something like this, guys? Can the value of pi be 4? Or can I do something like this? Pi is equals to pi plus 8. Can I do this? Can I change the value of pi, guys? Can I change the value of pi? Can I modify it? Can I change it? No, right? Why is that the case? Why cannot I change the value of pi to 4? Or why cannot I modify the value of pi to by adding it with 8? Why cannot I do that? Can you guys let me know? Why cannot I do that, guys? The reason for that is because pi is something called as a constant. In mathematics, we refer to it as a constant itself, that always the value of pi is going to be 22 by 7 or 3.14, and it is never going to change. That is what it is. Why is it called as a constant itself? But up till now, what we have learned in JavaScript, okay, according to mathematics, this is not possible. Okay, according to mathematics, this is not possible itself. But if we write var, if we are using it inside of JavaScript itself, that var pi is equals to 4 or var pi is equals to pi plus 8, if we are trying to do something like that, we can actually do it. We can actually do it because var basically allows this to happen, right? If you are declaring something as variable inside of JavaScript, legally speaking, technically speaking, it is possible, even though according to mathematics, pi shouldn't be changed. But according to JavaScript, if we are declaring it as a variable itself, we can update it. We can change the value itself. Due to that particular reason, for units such as this, we tend to declare it as something called as a const itself. Const pi is equals to 3.14. Instead of using var, we'll be using something called as const. That basically means constant. That is, pi is constant. We cannot update this. We cannot modify it in any particular way. The value of pi is always going to be the same. We cannot change it. That is the reason why, along with var, you are having another thing that is called as const itself. That is called as const. Are you guys able to understand const itself? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Like I've already said, whatever topics will come up as I'm teaching React.js, I'll be teaching you guys those concepts of JavaScript along the way. So just be patient about it and you will be able to learn a lot, guys. Okay. So like I've already explained you guys, const right over here in a similar way. I don't want to change this React, right? This React that contains the entire library that I've required via JavaScript itself, it is never going to change at any particular point of time, right? So for that itself, declaring it as var is wrong. We'll be declaring it as const. Okay, we'll be declaring it as const. That const React is equals to require React. So the entire library, we are saving it inside of a constant called as React. We are naming it as React and now we are going to use it. Okay. In a similar way, there is another attribute that is there called as React DOM, guys. Another library that is there that is called as React DOM. Okay, so it basically handles the entire thing that is usually called as a virtual DOM. Now, because you guys have little to no idea about HTML, I'm not going to go into a lot of depth inside of virtual DOM, but basically it handles, okay, in a very simple way, I'm explaining it to you guys, that it handles this entire concept of components being automatically being able to talk to the backend. Okay, our components being automatically be able to talk to the backend itself, that is handled by another library of React called as React DOM library itself. So you're going to require that as well. So const React DOM is equals to I'll just write it as equals to require React DOM. Okay, so these are the two statements that I've written right over here, guys. I've required the React library and I've required the React DOM library as well. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to use a render method of React DOM to do our hello world of React.js, guys. What we want, so what do you understand by the meaning of the term render in normal English, guys? Can you guys let me know? What do you understand by the term render in normal English, guys? Could you guys let me know? What is the meaning of the term render in normal English, guys? Please let me know. To load something, to show something, to process something, okay, to bring something, to polish won't be a right word, loading, processing, okay, to provide, to show something, output. So rendering is basically like output. So I want to display, I want to render something on my screen. I want to render hello world on my website itself. So due to that particular reason, you can use the React DOM method. Okay, we'll be using R capital, I guess. R should be capital. R looks better capital itself. So React DOM. Okay, we will be using the React DOM dot render attribute right over here, guys. And we are going to put, so this render attribute takes in this render method takes in two attributes, guys. Okay, so React DOM as a library has this method called as render, which takes in two attributes to it. What to show, comma, where to show. You guys able to understand it? What to show and where to show. These are the two attributes that React DOM.render method basically takes in. What do you want to show on the website? Where do you want to show it on the website itself? Are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know. What do you want to show on your website? Where do you want to show it on our website itself? Are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know, guys. Yes. So what do we want to show, guys? We want to show hello world on our screen, right? I'll just write it right over here. Hello world. That is what we want to show on our screen, on our website itself, right? What do we want to show? Hello world. Okay. There's let's keep hello world itself, right? And where do we want to show it, guys? Where do we want to show our hello world attribute? We want to show it somewhere on the website itself. The website is nothing else but an HTML file. Okay, a website is nothing else but an HTML file. Now an HTML file is made up of something called as tags, various different kind of tags that are there inside of the HTML file itself. Now inside of one of those tags, I want to showcase my message called as hello world. So HTML is basically comprised of various different tags that are out there. We want to showcase our message hello world inside of our website. So we need to select one of these HTML tags, guys. Now think about HTML tags as students inside of a class itself. Think about HTML tags as students inside of a class itself. If I want to point out an individual person from the class, if I want to point out an individual person from the class, I'll be using his ID, I'll be using his roll number itself. Am I right or wrong, guys? Please let me know. If I want to point a single person from the class itself, I'll be using his ID, I'll be using his roll number, because that will uniquely identify that particular person in the class, right? In a similar way, right over here as well, inside of the tag in which I want to showcase my hello world, I've already put up a div tag and I've provided it with an ID of root. I provided it with a roll number called as root itself, guys. Okay, so I want to put my hello world inside of this div tag, and to do that I'm going to use it by this ID of root, guys. This ID of root, that is its roll number itself. So I will go back to my JavaScript code and where to show it. So your HTML file is also referred to as document in JavaScript, guys. Okay, your index.html file is referred to as document in JavaScript. Are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know. Your index.html file, the technical term for index.html file inside of JavaScript is called as document, guys. So we'll select the document dot. Now I want to tell that, okay, get that child by its roll number. Okay, I want to tell somebody that, okay, bring that child with an ID or a roll number of 10. So what I will say, get that child with an ID of 10 itself, right? Here the child is nothing else but an element, a tag or inside of the HTML document. Okay, here the child is nothing else but a tag, an element present inside of the HTML document itself. The document dot get element by ID. Okay, document dot get element by ID. And what is the roll number of that tag, guys? What is the ID of that tag? Could you guys remind me? What is the ID of that tag, guys? Please let me know. What is the roll number of that tag? Root. Exactly, guys. So root. Okay, that is the place where I want to showcase my hello world itself. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to go back to my website, reload my page itself. Okay, there's some issue. It did not work, I guess. Give me a sec. So yeah, it worked. So we are getting hello world on our screen, guys. Okay, we are able to get hello world on our screen. Are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know, guys. So why root? Because root is the ID, is the roll number of the element, of the HTML element inside of which I want to showcase my hello world. I've just like a student has an ID as a roll number, I've given an ID called as root to the div tag, to the element, to the HTML element inside of which I want to showcase my like my hello world itself, my message itself. Are you guys able to understand it? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. No issues whatsoever. Great, amazing. So next thing that we need to see to it, okay, if you guys paid attention to the program that you saw right now, okay, so I don't know if you guys paid attention to it or not. Let me just show it to you guys. If we go back, okay, if we go back to our code itself, you are able to see that actually this does not look at all like our uh, JavaScript itself. This does not look like a normal JavaScript. What if, so for example, in HTML, okay, there is a tag called as the h1 tag. If you put up the h1 tag right over there, okay, if you put up the h1 tag right over there, guys, then it can like make any of your text on your website big and bold. Okay, if you use the h1 tag itself of HTML, it can make anything big and bold, guys. Since I'm using this, if I put up an h1 tag right over here, closing h1 tag, what I've done is I've enclosed our hello world in an opening h1 tag and a closing h1 tag. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see this, guys? Please let me know. I have enclosed my hello world in an opening h1 tag and a closing h1 tag itself. This h1 tag basically will make our hello world big and bold, guys. That is what its use is. It makes it big and bold. So if I save this, if I go back to my website and reload my page, as you are able to see, now my h1 tag, my text is big and bold in nature, guys. It is big and bold in nature. But now this does not look like a JavaScript code. It looks mostly like something that is a mix between JavaScript and HTML, because we know that this is an HTML code, right? This is an HTML code, right? So we know that. Now we are mixing JavaScript with HTML itself. This is not so your pure JavaScript that we were learning up till yesterday. That is called as vanilla JavaScript, guys. That we refer to it as vanilla JavaScript. Okay, we refer to whatever we have studied up till yesterday in JavaScript as the pure version of JavaScript called as vanilla JavaScript. This version of JavaScript, inside of which we are using both JavaScript as well as HTML, is called as JSX, guys. You don't need to understand a single word of HTML to understand what I'm saying right over here. That is the reason why while I was teaching you guys about ID, I told you guys just think about it as a school of students. You want to select a particular student out of it. So you will select him according to his roll number. And that roll number is basically root. You don't need to understand HTML for this, guys. Okay, right over here as well, you don't need to understand HTML. To understand, I've already told you guys, this is a tag that will make this particular text, our hello world text, big and bold. Okay, and I've told you guys that this part of code is an HTML code. You don't need to understand anything else except that. Okay, so whatever pure version of JavaScript that we have learned up till yesterday is called as vanilla JavaScript. That is the purest form of vanilla JavaScript that exists. Okay, pure form of JavaScript that is. But this particular format of JavaScript, which is a format in which we are using JavaScript as well as HTML inside of the same code, is called as JSX, guys. Okay, or JavaScript XML. That is the full form of JSX. Okay, JavaScript XML, guys. Now, why are we using JavaScript XML? What is this JavaScript XML? All these questions will be coming up to your mind. Now, React right over here contains something called as Babel inside of it. This React library that you are able to see right over here, guys, it contains something called as Babel inside of it, guys. Now, this Babel is a compiler. What do I mean by compiler? It will read your JSX code, guys, and convert it into vanilla JavaScript code for the browser to understand. Your browser does not understand JSX code, guys. We write JSX code because it is much more easier, much more legible, much more understandable than your vanilla JavaScript code. I will show you guys if I'm writing the exact same line inside of vanilla JavaScript, how complicated that code basically looks like and how complicated it is to understand it as well. So this Babel that is present inside of React.js, okay, basically it's like a translator. Exactly, it's like a translator itself. Okay, it will translate your code from your normal JSX to your vanilla JavaScript code that can now be understood easily by your browser itself. Okay, so due to that particular reason, let us see if we want to do the exact same thing that we have done right over here using just normal vanilla JavaScript, what will the code look like? First, you will be having to create a variable called as h1. So var h1 is equals to document, that is your index.html file that we refer to it as document. We want to create a tag called as h1. We want to create an element called as h1 itself, guys, that we have used right over here. To create that in vanilla JavaScript, we have to do document dot create element. Okay, create element. And what element do we want to create? The h1 element, guys, the h1 element, and we are saving it inside of a variable called as h1. Okay, next thing that we will be doing is h1. So the text, we want to put some text inside. So right now we have created our element, we have created our tag called as h1, guys. We want to put in the text inside of h1. Are you guys able to understand it? We need to put up the hello world text inside of h1. To do that using vanilla JavaScript, you have to do h1.innerHTML. We call it as inner HTML, guys. The text that is present inside of the h1 tag is called as inner HTML. So h1.innerHTML is equals to hello world 2.0. Okay, we'll put it up as hello world 2.0 itself, guys. Then next we'll be using, we have to put this h1 tag inside of our root. Okay, inside of the element, inside of the student called as root itself. So for that we'll be writing document dot get element by id root, and we want to put up our h1 tag under it. We want to append our h1 tag under the root tag itself. Okay, so dot append child and then h1. You don't need to understand this code itself, guys. I've just told you guys a brief summary over it, but you don't need to understand this particular part of the code. I just want you guys to understand that if we go back to the website, as you're able to see, we are getting Hello World 2.0 in the exact same manner. The only difference between these two parts of the code is that this we were able to write in just one line of code. It was very easy to understand as well that okay, React DOM.render, what do you want to render? Where do you want to render? As simple as that. Okay, what do you want to render? Where do you want to render? As simple as that itself, guys. But right over here, it is very big. It is like 3 lines of code, very complicated as well, very hard to understand, hard to read. And as your website becomes bigger and bigger, the complexity of this vanilla JavaScript code increases exponentially. Okay, so right now, guys, that is the benefit of using React. So this Babel basically will compile down your XML code into this exact 3 lines of code itself. Your Babel will compile down this exact same particular line of code, okay, your XML code into this vanilla JavaScript code itself. You don't need to understand this. You don't need to remember it as well. I'm just showing it to you guys so that you guys can appreciate this help of Babel. What is this JSX? Why do we use JSX? Why don't we use vanilla JavaScript itself? For that particular reason itself, I am trying to show you guys how exactly would it look like if you were coding in vanilla JavaScript, guys. And hence we are not going to code in that. It's as simple as that. We are always going to use your JSX for our coding itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. You don't need to concern yourself with the vanilla JavaScript code, guys. Inside of React.js, you're always going to use JSX itself. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay. Mihir Salva, teach props components routing. This is useless. That's great, Mihir. I also feel so. But the problem is that only you are not conducting this bootcamp just for you, right? I am conducting this bootcamp for how many people are there? 1,700 people are there live in the class. I'm conducting these boot camps for them as well. My aim is to take everything from scratch. Over the past 3 days as well, I taught JavaScript. I would have directly started from props and components, right? I've already told you that we are going to learn components. I've already told you that we are going to do all that. Okay, but we have to start from the utmost basics. If you're not able to understand, you're free to leave the class at any particular point of time if you feel that it is useless. If I feel that you are useless, I will remove you from the class as well. You don't have to worry about it, right? But the point is to learn here. If you're not here to learn here, you are here to pass on comments, then it's better to leave from the class, I feel. So do not waste your time, right? If this is so much basics for you, just leave the class, go somewhere else. Why to waste your time? Even if you don't want to study as well, just watch some good Netflix shows. I can give you very good suggestions for some Netflix shows. Watch Manifest. Manifest is very good. Lucifer, watch that as well. On Hotstar, there is a series called New Girl. The Demon Slayer series, a new series has already started. You can watch that as well. You want to go forward for some better anime, watch My Hero Academia. A new season for that has already launched. So utilize your time according to the same, right? Okay, no issues in that. Okay, so the next particular thing that we need to focus upon is that what we were doing. This particular person just removed me from the entire thought process itself. Okay. I think so he really left the class. Good. Okay. So right over here, guys, what we are going to do next is trying to understand how to create our very first component itself. Okay, that is our aim, guys. How to create our very first component. Now, creating a component is actually very simple, guys. Okay, but before we do that, we need to understand a little bit about HTML. A little bit basic introduction about HTML itself we need to understand, because we will be utilizing a little bit of HTML code inside of our React.js. Actually, I'm also not feeling good. As you're able to see, I'm sitting in AC, but still I'm having a lot of fever. and I'm having this entire thing. So not worry about it, guys. Still, I'm here, right? So just focus upon the class, guys. If I'm putting in that much efforts, you should also be able to put in the efforts as well, right? Good. So the next thing that we have to do is that we have to focus upon learning a little bit about HTML, guys. Just a little bit, not a lot, guys. Okay, so HTML or hypertext markup language. Okay, see, guys, if I'm not feeling well, I will close the class a little bit early because I'm not able to focus a lot upon the class. You might be able to hear from my voice as well, but no issues. But yeah, so like I've already said that HTML or hypertext markup, okay, language. I know my handwriting is very bad, but hypertext markup language right over here, guys. Okay, so that is the full form of HTML. HTML basically means that it is a markup language, guys. It is a markup language. What do you mean by that? It basically provides you, for example, you guys use emojis, right? While talking to your friends, you guys use emojis, right, guys? Please let me know. You guys use emojis, right, guys? Please let me know. Great. So when you're using emojis, what does emojis do for you? Emojis is also a format of markup language. For example, if you are having a sentence called as what are you doing? Okay, you're having a very simple sentence, guys. What are you doing? Nothing too complicated about it. Very simple as well, right, guys? So if you are having a very simple sentence like this, you put up different emojis in front of it. Okay, what are you doing? And you put up an emoji such as this. Okay, so it basically means that you are teasing somebody, huh? The what are you doing, right? What are you doing right over there? So you using different emojis changes the entire meaning out of it. If you use an emoji that is like an angry emoji, okay, like let me create an angry emoji. I don't know how to create an angry emoji. This is like my angry emoji itself. If you use an angry emoji, you are angry. The same sentence, the sentence is not changing. It's changing the emojis itself. It's changing the entire meaning behind the sentence. Now it is like, what are you doing? What are you currently doing? You are angry right over there, right? And if you are using a happy emoji, okay, if you are using a happy emoji itself, then you're happy. Like, what are you doing, man? It's good, right? So using different kind of emojis itself is changing the entire meaning behind the exact same text. The exact same text has different meanings right now. That is the reason why emojis are referred to as a markup language, guys. Because using emojis is able to convey a lot more information than just the normal text. Okay, it is able to convey a lot more information itself than a normal text itself. Are you guys able to understand it? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? What is the meaning of markup language? Whatever your normal text was, adding a markup language to it increases the amount of information, increases the amount of knowledge that is being transferred right over there. So just like you are having emojis, in a similar way, you are having something called as your HTML as well. HTML is also a markup language. Instead of using emojis right over there, you use something called as elements or tags, guys. Okay, or tags. For example, writing just what are you doing on your screen will appear small and puny. But if you add up a tag, that is the h1 tag right over here, also called as the heading tag. Okay, you put up an opening heading tag. This is called as an opening heading tag, open tag. This is called as a closing tag. Okay, if you put up a tag just like this, the h1 tag, that is called as the heading tag itself, then your same exact text, that is what are you doing, will become big and bold, guys. The exact same text without changing anything has now become big and bold. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Everybody is able to understand this, guys? Yes? No issues in that? Great, guys. Awesome. So we'll stop right over here. I'm not able to, like, my throat is paining a lot right now. I'll not be able to speak a lot right now. I wanted you guys to start up with, I wanted you guys to end the entire HTML today itself so that we are able to start with components from tomorrow. So guys, please be on time on tomorrow's class. Okay, I would like to finish off HTML as soon as possible. So in the first 30 to 35 minutes, I'll finish off HTML. Everything that is important for you guys to understand the concept of HTML, I will just finish it right over there in 30 minutes. And then we'll start off with learning out how to create components. Okay, creating components is very easy. I am giving you a guarantee that once you see how to create a component, it is nothing. It is basically creating functions. Okay, it is as simple as that. It is just like creating a function, nothing else, guys. Just try to do one thing, guys, for today's class. Is a very humble request from my end. Okay, try to revise everything that I've taught in today's class if it's possible. I don't want to like push you guys or something like that, but if it's possible, try to revise what we have taught, learned in today's class. We haven't learned a lot, but still. Okay, along with that, guys, I hope that you guys will be registering in the AI bootcamp. Okay, I've already provided you guys with the link for the AI bootcamp as well, right? So please do register for the AI bootcamp. I will love to see you guys in the future as well. I've already provided you guys with the registration link. It is already pinned up in the live chat as well. Please do remember that there is a, once you've registered for the AI bootcamp, there's a another process that is called as a final registration for the bootcamp. I hope that you guys are able to understand that these boot camps are free of cost. We don't charge anything from these boot camps, right? So to conduct the boot camps to the level that we want to conduct it to have as many students joining us as possible, we do this process of final registration, in which somebody from DevTown will be reaching out to you and will be asking you to share the the information about the bootcamp with your school college friends or with your school friends or something like that. So it would be very helpful if you are doing that, and final registration will get you a certificate of appreciation as well from our end to help us into doing a voluntary work. So please do complete your final registration if somebody from DevTown approaches you for the same, and I hope the best for you guys. Okay, so me check how many people are live with us. So the number of people have increased. I don't know why. So I will not be taking up any attendance. I will not be taking up a second attendance today. Okay. Tomorrow I will see immediately in the start of the class in the first 10 minutes. Maybe I will be taking up your first attendance. So make sure that you guys are coming to the class on time itself, and please do not waste any time. So there will be no second attendance in today's class. We'll be taking up the attendance tomorrow directly itself. Okay, so like I've already said, guys, please do register for the AI bootcamp. I've already provided you guys with the link for the same as well. I'm hoping to see a lot many number of students from you guys coming for the AI bootcamp as well. I'm hoping for the best. Let us see how that happens. Okay, soon for the final registration process, somebody from DevTown will be reaching out to you guys as well, so do not worry about it. So please be on time, guys, and we'll meet in tomorrow's class. Thank you so much, guys, for understanding and for being so helpful, guys. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you, guys. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye.